All right, Coach. EA Sports coverage of the NFL brings us to the so-called Silicon Valley and Levi's Stadium in Santa Clara. Ahead, we'll decide the second entrant to next week's NFC title game as we've got a great one in store between the Chicago Bears and the San Francisco 49ers. Who will punch the fourth and final ticket to the conference championship round? We'll know soon enough as we are underway here on a January afternoon. And he'll bring it a few past the 20 to the 23-yard line.
At their own 23-yard line.
Come on, 180. 54. Oh, yeah.
Here's the first carry for Tariq Cohen. And he'll take it forward for about 5 up to the 28-yard line.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice, solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
On second down now, it's Cohen. They follow up the gain of 5 by only getting 1 there on second down.
Doubling this guy has to be a priority before moving up to the next level because the big fella, he just ate that one alive, just stuffed it. In fact, before the game, he was talking to us, and he's like, hey, these pants make me look fat. And we said, nah, man, you're just a whole lot of guy.
He is at well over 300 pounds. He's a big man. From the gun on third down, it's Trubisky. And Robinson with a big catch. Just 3 catches in the wild card victory for him a week ago, and now he's got his first here, and it's good for a first down. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10.
Pick it up, pick it up, pick it up, shoot! Alert! Go!
Now Trubisky to throw. Trying to get it to Robinson, and it's intercepted. Picked off around the 37. And they will score. It's a 49er touchdown. Robbie Gould on for the extra point. And the 49ers grab a 7-0 lead.
Makes the score 7. Bears nothing.
So they throw the pick 6. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. This will be taken in at the 1. And he'll be brought down at the 23, make it the 24-yard line. The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. They trail here early in this division round game as they seek a spot in the NFC title bout. To the right side, complete to Miller. Give him a couple on the catch. It's 2nd and 8.
The goal of a wide receiver screen is get enough blockers in front to create a wall and let him pick his spot to run the football. How about the defense there, swarming to it and not allowing that to happen? Did not let him get downfield.
Watch the boot. Check it back. Lock in.
Throwing on 2nd and 8. Trubisky. Robinson's got it. 2 catches now in this divisional round matchup. That one, a first down.
This has to go down as one of the simpler routes in the playbook, but oh so effective. Nice completion there. Keeps the sticks moving.
The former Gamecock here. This is Mike Davis. And the hole closes quickly there. He gets maybe a couple up to the 38.
Well, we saw him there trying to get it to the outside, trying to get to the perimeter, but not a whole lot of room there. But there's got to be one positive to that. If you keep moving laterally, creases tend to develop as the game moves on, and they can run it back inside later.
Trubisky gives to Cohen. And he's dropped right at the 40. Gain of 3. We haven't seen much from him running the football here in this first quarter.
No, you're right about that. We haven't seen much of him at all so far. They've stacked him up pretty well, but when you're trying to run the football, sometimes you got to play the long game. Keep handing it to him, and some of those runs that aren't working now, they turn into 6, 7, 8, and maybe more later on.
From the shotgun is Trubisky. Now a clash of bodies here, and it's intercepted. Picked off by the safety, Jarquiski Tart. And his guys are going to take over at their own 48-yard line.
The Niners take over 1st and 10 at their own 48-yard line.
Good starting field position for the 49ers as they have it 1st and 10. They'll run for the first time with Tevin Coleman. And this one's going to go the wrong way, losing yardage back at the 42. It's a 6-yard loss on the play, and it'll make this a 2nd and long.
Here we go, here we go. 180! Watch the pass.
From the gun, it's Garoppolo. Pressure, and he's taken down. A Bear sack. Khalil Mack. It'll go as a loss of about 8 as he gets in there to drop him.
2 plays so far, a run and a pass attempt, and both have gone backwards.
Probably not how they drew that up.
Not at all.
Looking for a better play coming up on 3rd. That last sack, it puts Garoppolo and the 49ers in a tough spot. They face a 3rd and long.
Hey, 2. Watch the pass. 21.
On 3rd and long, it's Garoppolo. And that will be incomplete. So the defense able to get off the field here on 3rd down.
And it's one of the goals of the game. They've got to be effective on passing downs. It's one of the few things defenses chart. How did we do on 3rd down? That's a nice start for them in this one.
$12 yards on the return that time, and the Bears take over.
At their own 26-yard line.
At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. And job 1 here, Charles, just keep possession of the football. 2 drives, 2 turnovers to this point.
You're exactly right, Doctor. Hippocratic oath. First, do no harm. And right now, they're harming themselves on offense.
I like that. No one is mistaking me for a doctor, though. But thank you, Dr. Davis. Meanwhile, they take a shot to start the drive, but this is going to wind up incomplete. Once again, they'll come up on the 26-yard line, 2nd and 10.
Switch it.
They'll run on 2nd down with Cohen. And they're able to get this one across the 35. 12 yards there and a 1st down.
Exactly what they needed right there, because they needed to use the ground game to take some pressure off, because the quarterback's been struggling a little bit.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Out of the gun, Trubisky. Hits his target. It's Taylor Gabriel. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch. We've seen quite a bit of the short passing game here early on 1st quarter, haven't we?
We have, and I think it works a couple of ways for this team because, number one, you throw the short game until they stop it. And if they're not going to stop it, you keep throwing it, and occasionally you'll break a tackle and turn into a bigger gain. Also, if they start to creep up, start to pressure receivers, now you go over the top, take it deep, and now you get some of those big shots downfield.
So the incomplete pass on the last play, and that leads us to a 3rd and 3. From the gun, it's Trubisky. And the throw there going to be incomplete. So on fourth down, on is the punter, Pat O'Donnell, to kick it away. The speedster Dante Pettis back deep to return. After one, 7-0 on EA Sports. The 49ers with the football here to begin the second quarter, as they'll start with a 1st and 10 at their own 20. The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. And the last drive, their first drive, 3 and out. What changes here, if anything?
I think it's making sure the guys that you trust the most with the ball, the biggest playmakers you have, that they touch it on this possession to try and get things moving.
So get it to the horses.
Without a doubt. They're the ones that typically end up in the end zone.
23 yards, the final tally. One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10. Garoppolo on the draw to Coleman. And a good burst there gets him 7 up to midfield.
Well, no matter how they phrase it, staying on schedule, staying ahead of the sticks, whatever you want to call it, 7 yards on first down, that fits the bill.
So they'll come up after the gain of 7 on a 2nd and 3. Well run here with Coleman out of the gun. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. This will be a 2-yard loss on the play. And that'll lead here to a 3rd down.
Hey, here we go. 44 to Mike, 44 to Mike. Check.
A shotgun snap for Garoppolo. Open man is Pettis. It's complete. His first reception of the divisional round matchup, but it's good for a 1st down as well.
Would it be safe to say that as precise as routes are supposed to be run in the NFL, maybe they're not quite as precise in college ball?
That's accurate, yeah.
And I think we saw a college route in the NFL there. Just find the soft spot, find the dead zone, and find the 1st down. And that's what he just did.
They'll run with Coleman on 1st down. And he's able to carve out about 6 there, down to the 37.
Let's talk a little football 101 here, because one of the keys to advancing the ball downfield, success on 1st down. Huge difference, as we know, between 2nd and 4 and 2nd and 8 and 9.
On the draw play, Coleman. And he's going to get it down to the 33-yard line here. A gain of 5, good enough for the 1st down.
I think they like this drive a little bit better there, partner. Running game helping out, picking up some of the slack. Because remember, the last drive, they went 3 and out.
So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33.
Hey, watch the screen, watch the screen. Watch the screen.
Working from the gun, Garoppolo. And Matthews over the middle with a grab. And he gets this one inside the 15, just a yard or 2 shy of the 10. A good pickup there of 20 yards.
Here we go. Strip that ball. Strip that ball.
On 1st down, it's Coleman. And he'll be brought down somewhat awkwardly here, and a late flag as well. I think this one's going to be a face mask. Now it's 1st and 10, a big mistake, especially when you factor in the personal foul yardage. Throwing now is Garoppolo. And it's complete. In the end zone, touchdown 49ers. Deebo Samuel there to make the grab. And the Niners are able to stretch their lead. Gold able to tack on the extra point, and that'll make the score 14-0. After the touchdown, it's Robbie Gould now to kick it away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the first half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and a lot of the teams script plays. We know that, right? They have a script to start the ball game, and typically those scripts go between 12 and 24, 25 plays. Down 2 touchdowns early, probably not very deep into their script. I think that they'll stay with it. I don't think they'll abandon it just yet.
And down he goes. The 49ers get there. Nick Bosa. Credit him with a sack, and it goes as a loss of 6.
For a rookie first-rounder, he's made a huge impact on this defense, but that tells me that they had a plan for him when they drafted him. Just turn him loose, do what you do best, go get the quarterback.
Second quarter action, 2 minutes to go on divisional round weekend. We remind you, as we've done all year, that coming up at halftime, we will visit with Jonathan Coachman, standing by in Orlando. He'll let you know what's going on here on a very eventful divisional round weekend. On third down, Trubisky. And for the third time here in this half, it's intercepted. Picked off at the 33, and his guys will take over at the 30-yard line.
And that's now the second time he's picked off a pass here in the first half alone. Again, another great read defensively, and you just see him get in the right position to make the play and get his guys the football back.
Here we go.
So first and 10 now from the 30.
White. Kill.
Garoppolo going to hand this one to Coleman. Trying to run inside, but nothing there. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be second down.
Well, that didn't appear to be a run blitz. He just darted in once he saw the run develop. That appeared to be a case of see ball, get ball.
So after the run for no gain, here's second and 10.
I got one. Check 13. Check 13. Two. Check 42.
And here's another tackle made at the line. So they're converging well on the football now. Now the Bears going to call the first of their timeouts as they'll talk it over here before what will be an important third down.
Here we go. Black 80. Say. Tighten up.
Garoppolo looks to throw. And Matthews has it right side. Now the Bears going to use the second of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next.
So much about offense is what you call hidden yardage. You know, you throw the ball to someone, they catch it, and then they can make a big play. You know, they create a play, run after catch. They did a really nice job here of limiting that and keeping him from a first down.
Yeah, stopped him in his tracks. They got the interception, but very little movement after, and that forces him to settle for 3. And it does feel like settling when that happens, doesn't it?
It certainly does, but we got to give a lot of credit where it's due, and that's to the defense because they ran onto the field. That's what we call sudden change, right? Interception, you got to go put out the fire, and they did, holding them to a field goal.
The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. And we don't want to call this desperation time, especially in the second quarter, but you're down.
You don't want to.
No, but hold on, let me finish.
Okay, my bad.
You're down 3 scores already. You've done nothing offensively, nothing on the scoreboard. That's not a good combination.
I think you just called it desperation time. I think you did. But let's face it, you mentioned this to me in a break earlier in the game. The energy level hasn't been there right from the start. We've noticed that. They've got to find a way to get on their toes and start punching instead of retreating, to use a boxing analogy.
Looking to throw, Trubisky on first down. And that'll be incomplete with 11 seconds remaining now.
Intended for Cordero Patterson. Incomplete. Brings up second and 10 at the 40-yard line.
So second down and 10. Once again, they'll go from the 40.
Pick me up. Here we go.
Throwing once more, it's Trubisky. And for the 4th time tonight, it's an interception. Picked off by Jason Verrett. And a potential turning point as he'll get the football in very good field position late in this first half.
The Niners take over first and 10 at the 50-yard line.
This will probably be the last play of the quarter. Garoppolo, a final shot here before half. He's going to take a shot right away for the end zone. And that'll wind up incomplete. Try to give his man room to run under it, but it's second down. So we've come upon halftime here in this NFC divisional round matchup as we send you cross-country to Orlando. Jonathan Coachman is there and has our EA Sports halftime report. A trip to the NFC title game hanging in the balance. Second half action back underway. This will be taken in at the 1. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line.
Let's go.
At their own 26-yard line.
The San Francisco offense ready to start their next drive. They built a good first half lead. Now they have a chance to add on to it.
And what I'm thinking is that the offensive staff spent the entire halftime just working with them on, here's what we think they're going to do to attack us in the second half. Nice first half that we've had, guys, but be prepared for some change-ups. We're going to see them when we kick it off in the second half.
See how they handle any adjustments that might be made defensively. Now we've got whistles and a timeout here. Yeah, it looks like we've got a 49er that's down on the field. We'll check on his status when we get back. So 3rd and 2, and I count 6 defensive backs out there.
Check 24. Check 24. 2.
Now Garoppolo. And he hits his man, Matthews. A little surprise pays off on 3rd and 1. Pass instead of run. Gets him 15 yards. Got to say, I was a little surprised to see him, Charles, come out in the shotgun on 3rd and less than a yard.
Yeah, but the way the NFL is nowadays, we hardly ever see anyone really run for it on short yardage. So they're going to throw the football more times than not. That was a nice, easy rhythm throw right there, and they pick up the first down.
It's a loss of a yard there, and now second down.
And that's what this defense is going to need to do more in the second half. Good pressure that time, forces some indecision in the backfield. He's going to wind up being taken down for a nice loss.
Make these babies cry all the way back home, yo.
On 2nd and 11 now. Garoppolo. Throw right side taken in by Pettis. And this will be stopped at the 44. That one good for 7 yards.
In so many ways, throwing the hitch route is actually one of the safer things an offense can do. Get the ball out to the receiver as fast as possible, hope he's got man-to-man coverage, and hope that his athleticism wins on the perimeter.
I hope you brought your lunch because I'm about to take you to school.
Now a fake on the give here as they try the run-pass option. Well, the other day they told us when we've got 3rd and 5 or less, we have to be able to convert. And I guess every team would say that, Charles, but an opportunity missed there.
What they were trying to tell us is they believe it's a matchup game at that point, and they liked some matchups that they had, thought they could exploit them, unable to do so on that play.
So it's not an NFL record, but it's not far off. That'll go in the books as a 61-yard field goal.
And wasn't it weird to see a guy line up for a field goal on the other side of midfield? The ball got halfway there, and you thought, no way is that going to make it, but it just kept carrying, and he winds up sneaking it right over the bar.
The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. They're down in this game. A chance for the offense, though, to put something on the board, get some momentum here at half 2.
Try and get things kick-started for them. And you know at the half, they discussed how they were going to get that done. This is where scripting comes into play a lot of the time.
How many plays do you script coming out of the second?
Most of the time in the first half, you're scripting 12 to 16. I think in the second half, you're really scripting more like 8 to 10. Kind of a starter or an opener, whatever terminology they use. Just something to get you off to a quick start.
Throwing on second down. Trubisky looking left side, and he's got a man. It's Cohen. And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26.
I know most of the time when the ball's in the air, you're thinking wide receiver, tight end, but running backs, they can be a big part of any passing offense nowadays.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on third down. Throwing here, Trubisky. Well, the two men come together, and it's incomplete. Excellent work defensively, brings up fourth down.
Brandon, at least there's one bright side to that incompletion.
What's that?
It wasn't an interception.
Wow. You're a nice guy. That was kind of savage. But correct. No pick, just incomplete that time.
Oh, here we go. Oh. Lock in, lock in. Hey, exit.
They'll indeed go for it with Trubisky. And this is incomplete. So certainly an interesting call there to go for it. And the Niners take over in terrific field position.
Here we go, here we go. Wait, I'm coming after you. I'm coming after you.
Now the Georgia Southern man, it's Matt Breida. And taking it to the 15-yard line before he's brought down. The Niners have the first down on a gain of 11.
At this stage of the game, the run-pass numbers are a little bit out of whack because most of the yardage has come through the air. But in a sense, that just sets things up for big runs like that because the defense might be a little bit off balance. They pick up another first down with that run.
And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball and protect this lead. Give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point, going to make that defense stand up and stop them. 8 yards the gain on that last run. Here's 2nd and a couple.
Get that quarterback, D-line. 21. D-line, get that quarterback.
To throw is Garoppolo. Blitz coming, and down he goes. The inside linebacker, Danny Trevathan, gets the sack.
Now, we talk about players blitzing all the time. I often laugh and sometimes call it just straight-ahead pursuit. What a running start right back to the backfield for him.
Yeah, it really didn't give anybody a chance to get up there and stop him.
No, I mean, that's really, really difficult. You're asking a whole lot anyway, but when he gets that kind of a start and comes through clean, oftentimes the advantage definitely goes to the defensive player.
It's a gain of 7, and that's going to bring up a 4th down.
Whether you're playing West Coast offense or not, one of the maxims of the West Coast offense is you're either throwing a touchdown or a check down. In other words, look for the big shot, but be smart. I think they did exactly that on that play. They didn't get the first down, but they're taking care of the ball well.
Yeah, and being rightly cautious with that lead here in the second half. So 3 field goals that he's hit now. This last one helps him stretch out the lead.
He's been solid, hasn't he? And he lives up to the adage that every offensive coach has ever said to us. We want to end every possession with a kick, right? For them, it's either extra point, field goal, or at worst, a punt. In this case, it's been 3s.
At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. And on that last drive, went for it on 4th, turned it over. A good job by their defense, though. They held him to 3, but this offense, they've got to be a little bit better, a little bit more careful here.
And sometimes when you see these calls on 4th down, when they decide to go for it, it's not necessarily the coach saying, I believe in my offense. Sometimes the coach saying, I believe in my defense. I can afford to go for it here because if we don't get it, I don't think we'll give up more than 3. And that's exactly what happened there.
You think that factored in?
I do. I think that he had that in his mind going into the game, that I'm going to be aggressive on offense because I know I've got a defense that can hold up their end.
A nice job to get 8 there after the incompletion, and now they'll look at a 3rd and 2 coming up. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. Again, it's Cohen. And he won't be close to a first down as he runs into a wall right around the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there. A nice job defensively, and it likely forces a punt situation on 4th.
Protein spill. Hey, 18. Hey, foxtrot.
Here we go on 4th down with Trubisky. He's going to have his running back. It's complete. And he will have a first down here at about the 40. They're able to keep the drive alive. 7 yards that time, and the decision to go for it proves to be a good one. 1 quarter remains for a trip to the NFC title game. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. On 1st down, Trubisky. That's complete right side to Gabriel. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the San Fran 20. A huge play there for Chicago. 44 yards. So the big play means just like that, they'll operate from the red zone now on 1st down. Now Trubisky. To the goal line, but it's incomplete. Another pass attempt, another incompletion. You figure defensively, you're in the 4th quarter here. You've held the team under 100 yards passing. You've done your job.
Especially in today's NFL, which is truly a pass-first league.
They run. This is Cohen. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. He lost 2 there, and it's 3rd down.
64. Hey, team 6. Team 6. 50's the mark. 50's the mark. Here we go, G.
From the gun on 3rd down, it's Trubisky. And that is incomplete.
Trying to get that one to his tight end, and they've been trying to get the ball to him, but as of yet, unable to successfully complete one. But you know there's usually a nice comfort zone in throwing to the tight end. Great sight lines, usually right in the middle of the field.
A critical one here if they're going to have any shot at this thing. So they'll go for it on 4th down. They'll try and throw for it with Trubisky. And they will not be able to hook up there. It's incomplete. The Bears tried it on 4th down, unable to convert. And the 49ers are going to get the football back. Garoppolo going to bring the Niners up here 1st and 10 at their own 18. This is Breida, and he'll be taken down at the 20 after a gain of just 1.
Well, Brandon, pace comes into play now because they've got the advantage. They've got the football, but they've got to be very careful about what speed they're going to play. You know, my music teacher back in New Paltz, Mrs. Bythema Bagley, used to say, don't go prestissimo when you really want to go largo. And what she meant by that is don't go too fast when you really want to go at a nice, slow, deliberate pace.
I am speechless. I am without speech.
Brings up 3rd and 6.
Let's get it. Here we go, here we go. Black 80!
Yeah, that's what I do. Shift.
25, check 25. Hey, alert.
Throwing is Garoppolo on 3rd down. Now the pressure comes and he goes down. Just inside the 10, back at the 9. Leonard Floyd gets in there to drop him for a loss of 13 yards, and it's also 4th down now. The punt team on now is from their end zone. They get it away.
The Bears take over 1st and 10 at their own 42-yard line.
The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. And let's face it, this drive is not going to have any bearing on this game, but it's kind of important for one reason, isn't it?
It certainly is. You got to get points. And, okay, all right, I'm being facetious here. But you get points, you feel a little bit better about yourself as you move on to the next one. This defense was definitely alert to the possibility of the deep ball, and they were more than ready for it.
They've got the lead, 4th quarter. Maybe can expect more passes like that downfield. A 2nd down pass play there, but it's incomplete. This one winding toward a conclusion. And how would you assess how the secondary is played?
Well, we just saw them take another shot downfield that was incomplete, correct?
Correct.
So my assessment is that if anyone's played really well in this game, it's been the secondary. That was the latest example.
Yeah, they've been solid. Really, the whole defense has been solid, still pitching a shutout. From the shotgun is Trubisky. And Robinson with a big catch. That one nearly 30 yards, 29 officially. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. Here's Trubisky. This will be caught inside the 10. And they move this all the way down to the 9. That's back-to-back plays of over 20 yards. Defensively here, you've got the cushion, but back-to-back pretty big pass plays there. Bend but don't break, but are they bending too much?
I think that they are. To me, it'd be like playing basketball, and you put up a token press. Make sure you get up there and make them eat up some time. Make it a little bit of resistance so they can't just run it right down your throat.
Another shot from the 9 on 2nd and goal. Here's Davis running right. And finding room to work, he's down to the 2-yard line. 7 big yards on the carry there to get him within range of the goal line with 3rd down upcoming. They've been denied touchdowns in the red zone twice already. Here comes 3rd and goal. So the Bears with the football here as we welcome you back. They've got it 3rd and goal now as they try to punch in a late touchdown. Trubisky will throw, and he will score. Touchdown, Chicago. Taking it in from 2 yards out, and the Bears cut into that lead.
So, my man, another touchdown. They're looking like the #1 seed that they earned throughout the year, looking pretty dominant right now.
We knew the road to the Super Bowl would run right through this stadium. Somebody's going to have to come in here and beat these guys. Good luck. I don't think it's happening this weekend.
No, definitely not this weekend. And for anyone else out there, bring your game.
Buyer beware. Well, it's still an uphill battle from here, that's for sure, but that makes it a 2-score game.
And now we see why teams practice so much on the 2-point conversion, why you have more than one play ready, because you may need multiples to throw out a ball game. There's a great example right there.
They knew they needed a miracle. They had to have that onside kick. They didn't get it.
Well, as we knew, even before they put the toe to the leather on that one, their chances of getting that done, slim and none. And I do believe we saw Slim just leave the door, didn't we?
We did indeed. I think we're down to none. On 1st down, here's Breida. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be 2nd down. And now we're going to get a timeout defensively. So another stop, 1:50 left in the football game. The 1st down run got 5. Here's 2nd and 5.
Strong left. Strong left. 4 down.
Garoppolo looking to throw. He finds McKinnon complete. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. Now we've got whistles and a timeout here. Yeah, looks like we've got a 49er that's down on the field.
Here we go.
Well, he gets attended to. We'll step aside. And not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. And some room to run now. And across the chalk into the end zone. It's a 49er touchdown. Taking it in from 24 yards out. And the Niners are able to stretch their lead. Still an important piece of business to take care of, the extra point. And the lead opens up now to 22 points.
That's the score. Niners 30, Bears 8. Robbie Gould set to kick off.
After the touchdown, it's Robbie Gould now to kick it away. This will be taken in at the 1. And he'll get across the 20 before he's brought down at about the 23-yard line. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. They're down big here late. I don't know. You just one last drive here for pride?
Some people like to do that. I remember playing for a guy once we were down huge, and someone said, "Coach, what do you want to call?" He just waved a hand like, "Who cares? Let's get out of here and do something some other time." But some teams like to do something at the end to feel a little bit better as they continue to move forward.
Yeah, probably nowhere to escape, and he goes down. DeForest Buckner forced his way through, drops him for a loss of 10 yards. Another try after the first down sack. Trubisky. This is Gabriel out on the left side. Now the Bears going to use the second of their timeouts as they stop it here with just under 40 seconds to go in the game. In need of a conversion on third down. They had the big play to start the drive. Not much sense. Out of the gun, Trubisky. Under pressure here, and down he goes. Sacked back at about the 43-yard line. Now look at this, 4th and 12, and they're going to line up to go for it. Caught out left side by Robinson. Now the Bears will use their third and final timeout as they stop it with 14 seconds to go in the game. They'll throw on first down with Trubisky. And my goodness, another interception. Picked off inside the 5. And it's a good return here as he'll get all the way up close to the 35.
The Niners take over first and 10 at their own 34-yard line.
The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. And they've got this one in hand. No timeouts remaining defensively, so this one should just be one kneel and then handshakes. And they have secured a spot in the conference championship, and now you can start to smell it at this point in the season, can't you?
You really can, because the focus has been one game at a time, not looking ahead. But when you get to the conference championship game and you know you're there, the Super Bowl does loom in the future.
So that'll do it for us. For my partner, Charles Davis, and all the hard-working men and women on our crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL right here on EA Sports. The 49ers get the win here at home as we say so long from Santa Clara.